Hi, Sam. This is Charles with 7883 SEO and Marketing. I spoke with you yesterday on the phone about shooting you a screencast regarding your website. And so here we are. One thing I wanted to go over, one of the first things that is important for Google to be able to see you and rank you on the first page. It's what we call content. So all your wording, things of that nature. Generally, Google comes through, they use an algorithm, they crawl your pages, and they like to see 1,000 to 1,500 words on your web pages. You definitely don't have that. And all your subsequent pages are kind of the same way. The other, some other things that can be done is photo optimization and SEO in regards to keyword searches and whatnot. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of that right now. So, like right now, I can pull this up and take a look, and it's got your company name, but it's not keyworded for industry specifics or anything. So, what I wanted to show you was I use a program that basically tells me all of your metrics for your company and any of your competitors. So I'm going to pull you up right here. This is your authority score. This is basically how well Google looks at you and how much they trust you. You guys got a pretty decent score there. What you are pretty low on is organic search traffic. Now, when I did your keyword search basically for landscaping and sod and hydroseeding, this is where you're sitting. So pretty low. Then that we can come down. We can take a look. We can look at what your keywords are. And your biggest keyword is out of Pueblo, where you're only getting a volume basically of 50 a month. That's your biggest traffic. So basically 78 is telling you how much traffic's actually coming to the site, how much is actually clicking through, your click-through rates, things like that, your major traffic. What I'm going to do now is go back and show you something else that's important to Google, which is your backlinks. You've got quite a few backlinks. Some of them, could be linked to blogs. They could be linked to industry-specific magazines, articles, things like that, expert opinions. But some just randomly show up and they're not real good. And if that's the case, they don't have really good ranking power. So Google takes into account you could have 15,000 of these, but if they're not good backlinks, they're not going to give you any power, which helps with your organic. So I'm going to go take a look at your number one competitor that I found, which is Timberline. And so they've got a way higher authority score here. So Google's really liking them, but their organic search traffic is 9,000 versus your 51. And their backlinks is nearly 5,000. So what this is telling me, they got a little bit of paid search traffic, but not much. So what this is telling me is their backlinks are good, and it's creating the organic search traffic, which is the SEO, what we call back page stuff. It's what's done in the content on every page, things like that. From there, we can look at the organic keywords. They have got 8,817 keywords. These are things we can grasp onto on, if we did SEO for you, we could work through some of that to get some of that, the easier ranking ones that would help with your organic traffic. Next thing I want to do, I want to show you, and this is another one that's really big for websites, is what we call a page speed insight. What this is checking is it's a program that scans your website's load speed onto cell phones. Why this is important is because how it's seen on mobile versus how it's seen on a PC or a desktop computer is different, because everything has to be miniaturized essentially to fit on a mobile phone. And if it's not done right, then your load speeds are really slow. Well, this is a major contributing factor to how Google ranks. Right now, I checked your site, and this is where you're sitting right here is 18. So that's not a good happy zone. That's pretty bad. The good happy zone is in the yellow or the green. Green is super hard to achieve, but the yellow is where most average companies are. We're going to take a look at your competitor really quick. So even theirs didn't load that well, but they did have a much better increase on theirs versus yours. Something else I want to go to is I want to go to what we call citations. So citations are backlinks. They're one form of backlinks. There are four. So essentially we put your competitor in, and we were able to see that they've got 51 citations. These are verifiable. The 83 is ones that they can still choose to go out and get if they wanted to. And then we put your company in. You guys have 18 citations and 95 opportunities. So some of this stuff, if it was done with SEO, these are things we can do, and this definitely helps your ranking score. The next thing I want to go back to, so I want to go back to your website really quick. One thing I'm seeing that, and you guys seem to be a pretty sizable company with a sizable coverage area, and something I'm noticing is here at the top, I see your regions: Pueblo, Colorado Springs, Monument, so on and so forth. I think one thing that could really help you organically is to have pages on your website dedicated to those regions. I mean, I understand Tri-Lakes, Black Forest, and like Monument, and those are all pretty close to each other, so that kind of defeats the purpose. But if you look at, Denver, Parker, Elizabeth, Peyton, places like that, they're spread out enough. They're their own communities. Pueblo, Colorado Springs, things like that, they deserve their own page, and it can definitely help with organic. And the way that happens is, if you add a page to the website, you go in, you put in your word and your photo content, it's all been optimized, but you're putting keywords in, and that's, where my little spy program up here that I showed you a minute ago does its work. Typically with SEO, it's a longer term process. It takes 6 to 12 months to start seeing results, but your long-term outlook is going to be a lot better. That's kind of where you get the growth of your company from, because once you land on the first page, it's really hard to come off that first page. As far as your Google Map Pack, you guys showed up halfway decent on the Google Map Pack, which can be built up pretty easy. But I did see a few things that could be optimized to make it better, which those are the ones that most people see if they do a quick Google search, they put it in, and that's the first thing that comes up is the map pack. People click on it, it's got a high click-through rate, but those are kind of your short-term immediate. But if you're looking for some long-term growth for your company, I would recommend, looking into, getting some SEO done, whether that's with us or somebody else. Getting your SEO done, getting in here, your site is 2 years old at this point. It can probably use an update. It can, gone through kind of, with a fine-tooth comb and added content and pages and things like that to make it that much better. So I just wanted to shoot you this, and hopefully this gives you some insight. And if you're interested, then certainly give us a call or reach back out to me by email. I'll do a follow-up call with you in a day or two, just so that you can, let me know how you feel about it. But this is something that can definitely help your company. I'm also a business owner outside of my marketing. I own several businesses of my own, and I use all this marketing in my own companies, and it's brought us to the top and very competitive as well. So if you're interested, then we can move forward. Love to talk to you. All right, you have a great day.